What's up, honey PayPal? Quack, quack. All right, hey, my name's Chris, and I'm a bookaholic. I'm also old and forget things all the time. Like a whole suitcase full of books I was supposed to talk to you about. It's okay. Don't panic. Okay, so here's the scoop. I recently did a video that basically was on the road, book haul, just kind of sharing with you some of the beautiful things that I bought. And I ended up buying a suitcase and realized, hey, you know what? I'm going to need two suitcases. So I picked up a couple of suitcases and I proceeded to tell you all about one of the book hauls that was going to go into a suitcase. And I forgot, hey, I've already filled a suitcase and I didn't tell you about it. So that's what this is about. It's kind of like part two and or one, depending on which one I put where. You're going to love these. These are all pretty much, most of them are fantasy science fiction. So Rob Thurman. Now, technically, this is a lady. Rob Thurman lives in Indiana. Visit her on the web, Rob Thurman. And so I've actually not read Rob Thurman's books yet, but there's a number of them, and I have probably most of them by now. So it's about time. Here's the other one. This is called Death Wish and then Trick of Light. So I found these two today at the half price, picked them up. They were really inexpensive. They're mass market paperbacks, but that's okay. So Jim the Boy, it's a national bestseller. And it basically is hailed as one of the rare works of the power to enchant readers of all ages. That's a pretty big thing. But Tony Early is the author of the story collection Here We Are in Paradise. I don't know anything about the author, and I don't know anything about this book, but it's definitely, it looks really nice. I mean, who knows, it might be a surprise. So we're going to give that a go. One book that doesn't fit necessarily in science fiction fantasy is just this book I picked up, Pat Conroy, Lords of Discipline. Now, I have this probably in mass market, but I'm going to replace it with this. This is a little nicer edition. And this is a Conroy book I have not read yet, but I do have a vivid memory of my grandmother actually reading this book. So it's kind of got a special place in my heart, and I'm looking forward to reading that. You know, if you know anything about me, I think Pat Conroy's writings are phenomenal, and a couple of my all-time favorite books, Prince of Tides and The Great Santini, that was written by Conroy. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple other books here that are really interesting. I've never heard of this author before. I found two books. They are mass market paperback, but they're super nice condition. And these were books I actually had never even heard of before, and I think, as mentioned, the author is new to me anyway. So Lavi Tidhar, or Lavi Tidhar. This book is called The Bookman. So obviously the title alone is of interest to me. So I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing some airships here kind of idea. The other one was called Camera Obscura, and same author. Let's look at that book, The Bookman, okay? So when his beloved is killed in a terrorist atrocity committed by the sinister Bookman, young poet Orphan becomes enmeshed in a web of secrets and lies. His quest to uncover the truth takes him from the hidden catacombs of London on the brink of revolution through pirate-infested seas to the mysterious island that may hold the secret to the origin not only of the shadowy Bookman, but of Orphan himself. And Orphan is the primary character, I guess. So it's a steampunk. So file under steampunk, alternative history, reptilian royalty, diabolical anarchists, extraordinary adventure. That's how they're categorizing it. I don't know. This is interesting. And then, but Angry Robot is a publishing company that I've really been liking lately. It's new to me, so I'm kind of looking at their books with a little bit more interest, and so that's kind of cool. That's put out by them. Here's the first. This is actually, I think, the first book. It's called The Shadow of His Wings, by Bruce Ferguson. The Shadow of His Wings. So obviously, cool dragon on the front. Bruce, he's definitely interested in smiling. It's covered, as you can see, with some sort of a mylar covering, something nice. This is a pretty nice edition, and actually, Arbor House is the publishing company. This may be a first edition. Came out in 1987, so I've never even heard of that. And then the other book in this series, I think it's a novel of the Six Kingdoms, and this came out in 89. So I don't know. This one's called The Mace of Souls. Anyway. So that's kind of cool as well. Again, who knows? Might be good. Now, I picked up two of these books because I already have the first one, which is Heroes by Peter Clines, and so this is called Exiles, and Exiles. Because, the first one's Ex-Heroes, then Exiles, and then Communication. These are all by Peter Clines. So, Ernest Cline, who did Ready Player One, he says that this book is like The Avengers meets The Walking Dead. That's kind of how they're billing it. So anyway, I gotta try at least that Ex-Heroes one. The next one I bought is literally just it's a hardcover edition, Pierce Brown's Iron Gold. This is a gorgeous first edition that, came out 2018. So good, so nice looking. Then I don't normally collect this guy's writing, Pierce Anthony, but I picked this up. The inside flap is pretty awesome. There's Florida there. And this is called The Geist of the Gargoyle. I don't even know what that would mean. Join Gary Gargoyle, a guileless young gargoyle disguised as a human on a perilous pilgrimage in pursuit of a philtre to rescue the magical land of Xanth from an ancient evil. Filled with high adventure and joyful good humor, Geist of Gargoyle is classic Xanth, a tale you'll savor and treasure for years to come. Now, I'm not a Pierce Anthony guy. I haven't really read anything by him. Actually, I did start a book by him, and I got about midway through, and I just thought, this is so not working for me. So I kind of put it down. And I'm not sure I'll ever really get into it, but I felt like this was in like near, excellent condition. And then oddly, later on, I went to this thrift store, like a Goodwill or whatever, and that same book was there. Like, it was crazy. I've never seen the book before, and then suddenly, it's there. Tad Williams' Shadow March. Now, I already have this, but it's one of those almost like book club versions, so it's a lot smaller. So I picked this up. Phenomenal, and really, really inexpensive. But I was able to grab a couple others to basically complete some series and replace some paperbacks by Tad Williams. So one was Shadow Play, which I don't believe I have that. I literally had one of my kids take a picture of a shelf where I knew all my Tad Williams was, and I did not see it there. So I feel pretty good about that. And then this is a standalone, which I've started actually, and it's kind of interesting, but it's called The War of the Flowers. So it kind of, you have this like a little portal moment, and he goes through, and anyway, that's kind of where I was at with this. And the last one by Tad Williams that I got, which was kind of cool, not cheap. This was a little bit more, but this I think is a first. This is not, honestly, this is the second in the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorns. So book 2, Stone of Farewell. But it's not a perfect condition, so there's some stuff, but this is like 100 times better than the paperback that I have, which is like massively used, we'll say that. And the last book I got, which is something that I've only seen a couple times, but I'm not sure. We'll just say that. And that's Brahm by, Brahm's The Child Thief. So this is kind of more paperback. It's definitely been used a bit, but it's not bad. So that's the other haul, part of the haul that I had. So I don't know, anywhere from, there might have been close to 35, 40 books. So that's why we got 2 suitcases. Plus, I got some other books that were given to me. And anyway, that's it. Hope you guys are well. Thank you so much. Maybe just let me know what you're reading, what you got recently that you're pretty pumped about. So anyway, thanks so much. Check out the Discord and the Amazon wish list and all that stuff. And you're like, Chris, you got a problem. I know. That's why this is called, The Real Bookaholic, because none of this is made up. This is how we roll. Alrighty, I love this stuff. I hope you do too.